Hi everyone, yes, you're actually seeing my face for a change. Normally you only see my face on my makeup and hair videos. If you're interested in wigs and makeup for dark skinned ladies, subscribe, like, follow my videos. I'd really appreciate the support. But yes, it's another cooking video with me today, but I thought I'd pop on and say hello. This is a Weight Watchers inspired, low fat, low calorie kind of Michelle twist recipe, and it is beef lasagna with butternut squash. I had a few people DM me and say, how can you say things are low fat and low calorie? They actually are. We use very little oil, and we always use lean meat, and we used a lot of fresh vegetables in our cooking, so that's how come they are. And in this one I will start from now on putting in the calorie count and the fat amounts and everything in the descriptions. Okay, let's go. Okay, so for this recipe you'll need a butternut squash, 2 sticks of celery, an onion, some beef mince. This is 5% fat beef, lean beef steak mince, 2 carrots peeled and chopped, some lasagna sheets, a beef stock cube, chopped tomatoes, some hard grated cheese, oregano. You will also need some cheddar cheese, some cornflour and some milk to make the white sauce. I forgot to say you'll need some tomato paste. This is my 1 cow sunflower oil spray. You'll need about 5 sprays of this because it's lean beef mince, so you don't need a load of fat. You also need, as always, my all-purpose seasoning. You know I won't cook a meat without it. And my non-stick pan. I love this pan. I use it for everything. Right, first of all, get your heat on, get it heated. Also put your oven on as well to heat up. So you'll brown your mince. Mince can cook from frozen, mince can cook from fresh. And you're going to get this so it's brown. You can see there's a little bit of pink in there still. So I will keep going and keep cooking that. And to that I will add some chopped onion. There you go, just 1 white chopped onion. Add that in. Give that a stir. Make sure that's all coated in all the seasonal and the juices from the meat. Here you go. I will also add in my peeled and sliced chopped carrot. You can literally add any veg to this. There is my stock cube in boiling water, just dissolving. All the measurements will be in the description box. Give the carrots a stir. This is my 2 sticks of celery, all chopped. Carl's done a great job getting everything chopped for me as usual. Give that another stir. All my recipes involve a lot of stirring. 1 tin of chopped tomatoes. That's about 400 grams tin, that is. And then I'm going to add my oregano. I can eyeball that. Another stir. Now I will add in my stock. It's nearly dissolved. Just a little bit in the jug. Give that a stir. There's the tomato paste. Just a couple of tablespoons of that in there. And the usual dollop of garlic. Now feel free, if you don't like garlic like we do, you don't have to add it. As you notice, I add it to everything. We love garlic. Now this is completely optional. Mexican hot sauce. I'm adding a good dollop of that, probably a couple of tablespoons. My dad's not eating this. My dad doesn't eat beef. So I can make this a little spicier with a bit of, it's not spicy, it gives it a mild sweetness sort of spice, nothing hot. But since Dad's deciding he's doing his own dinner because he doesn't like beef, I can add a little bit of that to this meal. Someone did DM me and actually asked how come I cook for my dad every day, because they think it's really nice. And thank you. There's no particular reason apart from I like cooking, and if I'm cooking for 3, 4 of us at home, I might as well cook an extra one and cook for my dad. When everybody is home, there's a lot of us to cook for. But yeah, I just like doing it. So, but he doesn't like red meat. Right, carry on giving that a stir until everything has broken down and started to cook nicely. Behind me, Carl has been very busy doing the butternut squash. Right, in this jug is my white sauce. Made that off camera. I'm going to do that in another video at another time, but that is just cheese, milk, corn flour, bit of butter and flour to make a white sauce. Simple white roux, but add the cheese sauce in at the end. I mean, if you want to make a really good cheap one, just buy a jar of white sauce, but I do like to make mine. Here comes the butternut squash. It's about 1/3 of a butternut squash for this recipe. Peeled, diced, put in a pan of boiling water just to soften up a bit, because it will take longer if you just put it in the pan. So we soften it a little bit before we add it to the rest of the ingredients. Just a bit of salted water. I will keep cooking this until the carrots are softened, the celery is softened, and the onions are nice and soft. There it goes, bubbling away. Now, a little tip a friend of mine taught me many years ago when I was at school was add a couple of pinches of sugar. Just brings out the sweetness of the tomatoes, especially if you're using cheap tin tomatoes. There you go, that's the butternut squash soft. So I'll use a slotted spoon to drain most of the water off and add that to my mince mixture. Lots of butternut squash for just 1/3. There you go, put the pan to one side, give that a stir. So the butternut squash is incorporated with everything else that's been cooking. There you go. So now we are ready to put that in our dish. So once I can work out where I'm going to put my dish, maybe that side, yeah. I'm going to, first of all, cover the base of the dish with a layer of the meat mixture. Just get a better spoon. There you go. So, yep, just spoon that in the bottom of my dish. I know there's enough mixture here to make 2 layers of meat, so one on the bottom. Spread that out just to make sure the whole base of the dish is covered. Here you go. Move the pan to one side and grab your lasagna sheets. Now I love this dish mainly because the first layer at the bottom is perfect size for 3 lasagna sheets without having to fill in any gaps or leave any gaps. So the base of it's perfect. So there you go, 3 sheets on the bottom, and that's great. So next I will get a tablespoon, and next it is to pour on a layer of the white sauce to make sure all your lasagna sheet is covered, because this will help soften it in the oven. And you don't want any hard bits of lasagna sheets or chewy bits left. So next is to put another layer of the meat on top of that. Now, like I said, I know that this dish holds 2 layers of meat, so this will be all the meat put on there. I'll keep spooning that mixture in, spreading it out, making sure that everything is covered. Right, to put that pan to one side. Ooh, nearly forgot to put the lasagna sheet on then. So, because my dish goes a little concave, widens as it gets towards the top, there's a little gap when I put the last bit of lasagna on. So I just break a sheet in half and just place that on there. So now to use the rest of my white sauce over the top of the last layer of lasagna sheets. I'll scrape every piece out of this jug, because you do want to make sure it is completely covered before it goes in the oven. Back of a spoon is perfect for this. And then the final thing to do is to get my grated Italian hard cheese, which is already grated, that I just picked up from the supermarket, and sprinkle that over the top. Sometimes we buy the actual solid piece from Lidl's and grate it ourselves, but this was just a very quick meal I was doing. And there you go, all ready to go into the oven. Clean up, grab a cup of tea, put my feet up for a minute until it's done. And there you go, out of the oven. That's my beef and butternut squash lasagna. Bubbling away on the edges, all the pasta sheets are soft, and there's a little queue behind me with a plate in hand and cutlery waiting for me to dish their dinner up. So have a lovely evening, and I'll catch you with the next recipe.